Open the throttle. Our test rider Christoph Bauer is negotiating the mountain passes in northern Italy's Trentino region. He's riding a vintage 1930 DKW Super Sport 600. Christoph says that DKW has a long tradition of making quality motorcycles. In 1919, they built the first auxiliary motor for a two-wheeled vehicle. Some referred to it as a butt warmer. Over the next decade, DKW grew into one of the world's largest manufacturers of motorcycles. And this Super Sport is the firm's crowning achievement. It's designed for long hauls at top speeds. The engine makes a distinctive chatter. It's actually a two-stroke motor with 600 cc's of displacement. This is the biggest and baddest cycle that DKW ever built. Christoph says that at the beginning of the 1930s, the DKW Super Sport was the fastest bike around, 22 horsepower and a top speed of 100 kilometers per hour, with a sidecar. But the sidecar could take some getting used to. If you went into a fast curve on the left, it could lift off. So you had to keep calm and not try to steer too hard against it. Otherwise, you'd end up in the opposite lane. And if you went too fast into a curve on the right, the cycle itself could flip over the nose of the sidecar. Christoph says that there was nothing like the DKW Super Sport on the road at that time. Motorbikes are lighter and more refined. Everything from the chrome radiator to the two mufflers is solid. It weighs 170 kilos all on its own, but since it's so powerful and rugged, it's perfect for use with a sidecar. So 170 kilos by itself and 240 with the sidecar. Wow.
Whoa.
Two-stroke engines, like the one in the Super Sport 600, tend to overheat. That's where the bike's radiator comes in. The chrome-plated streamlined gas tank holds 14 liters. That's enough to travel about 200 kilometers, even at high speeds. The sturdy tubular steel frame is perfectly suited for use with a sidecar. Advertisements from that period describe the 600 as the greatest motorcycle of its kind. The 600's 3-speed clutch and fish fin exhaust system were pretty modern for the time. The bike could hit a top speed of 130 kilometers per hour without the sidecar. Christoph says that the DKW's two-stroke engine had a lot of power for a 1930s motorcycle, 22 horsepower. That doesn't sound like much today, but that 600cc displacement, water-cooled engine, and flat piston crowns were top-of-the-line features back then. DKW also used some of this technology in the top-selling small car of that period, the F1. It was the first German car with front-wheel drive. There was even a DKW aircraft.
Flugzeug wurde mit dieser Turbine betrieben. Hut ab.
In German, DKW stands for Steam-Powered Vehicle. The company started out building accessories for steam engines. But by 1930, DKW was building 60,000 motorcycles a year. Christoph points out that this model is the rarest DKW bike of all. Only 300 of them were built. In 1930, Germany was in the middle of the Great Depression, and few people could afford luxuries like motorcycles. A Super Sport 600 cost about the same as a small car, like the Opel P4. Production of the 600 was canceled in 1933, after just 3 years. Christoph says it's a real shame.
Schluss mit der Super Sport 600. Ja, mal schade.
In 1934, DKW motorcycles started using reverse scavenging exhaust technology in all their engines. This allowed better engine performance and improved fuel efficiency.
Die
Christoph says the DKW Super Sport 600 is a bike for real men, big, powerful, and built like a tank. If you took a machine like this on the road in the early 1930s, you were in for a real adventure. And the 600's engine served as the model for the one used in the first German passenger car with front-wheel drive, the DKW F1. Up until the 1950s, they hardly changed the design of that car. So you can say that the DKW Super Sport 600 was definitely a milestone in German automotive history. Fans of the Super Sport 600 refer to it today with great reverence as the Cadillac of motorcycles, and perhaps the most exciting DKW vehicle ever built.